Hey everybody, welcome back to Battle Ready Inc. So this week's feature match I'm super excited about. It is WarGreymon versus WarGreymon. We've got red versus yellow. Probably two of the most powerful versions of the WarGreymon decks that we could possibly build. Very excited to showcase both of these decks to you. Red WarGreymon, just every single set just gets more and more tricks to it, whereas the yellow WarGreymon, honestly, even though it's EX1 era, I'm not using any EX1 cards. I'm actually only using BT6 cards and before. Super aggro. I chose to either go very control heavy or very aggro heavy. Ultimately, versus the red WarGreymon in particular build, I wanted to go more of an aggro focus with it, because if they just sit in raising area, I felt that a control variant wasn't exactly the way to go. So I went with a little more aggro, and honestly, both decks performed phenomenally. Both are very, very aggressive, which is really good for our current meta that we're in. So I hope you really see like the highlights of how these decks can perform actually in the meta. Don't forget, our memory marker this month is going to be Yokomon. This is handmade out of clay by my wife. Face also hand painted by her. All out of clay. Super, super adorable. Absolutely love this little thing. Probably our most intricate memory marker we've had thus far on the channel. And yeah, this is our Patreon reward for the month of December. So we're about halfway through December now. So just a little bit more time left on it. So make sure you get yours while you can. But if you want any of our previous memory markers we've had on the channel, check the coffee link in the description below. There you can get all the previous memory markers we've had on the channel. The benefit, though, of going through Patreon is that usually you can get them for a discounted rate because shipping is included for free as a Patreon member. All right, kicking things off, we got red going first here. We see the draw Koromon baby and our classic Agumon going down. Next, we see the Nokia, which is fundamental, I think, for a red WarGreymon focused style of deck. Get to play an Agumon for free from hand. Going doesn't look like they're going to hit into anything, though. Get to add a Greymon from the top three there. It doesn't hit anything. But back over to the other side, we got yellow going BBmon into the new Pulsemon here. That's the one that gives jamming if you're at 3 security exactly, and then goes into the Bulkmon there for that security attack +1. But it looks like they're just going to go straight into the Angelomon here. This is the inheritable that allows you to play rookies. Great card that combines amazingly with yellow WarGreymon. Here we're going to see red, though, digivolving into that Greymon with the Nokia. Actually comes out to be free because that Greymon has a -1 Evo cost when it goes on top of an Agumon. And then we see a second Nokia for another hard play Agumon. Bit of a rookie rush strategy going on over there, possibly. But now we see the Starmon just get dropped really quickly on yellow's turn. Go ahead and just clear one of those Agumons off the field. The one that has the inheritable, it looks like. We're going to see another Koromon get hatched over there, and another Agumon for that +1000 inheritable. Now we're going to see a Voltramon get evoed over there. That's that security attack +1. Looks like they're getting ready to go into a big WarGreymon with 2 Nokias there to reduce the evo cost. Don't need a memory fixer in this case. Yellow's going to evolve into that Pedomon. Looks like they got another Pulsemon and another Bulkmon on top of an Upamon this time instead of the BBmon. And that'll pass turn back over. Yellow definitely getting a board situated for some big plays coming here soon. Here we do see that WarGreymon. That is the old school BT1, so turns off all options and security. Normally a 3 Evo cost, but the 2 Nokia make it a 1 Evo cost. Very, very good stuff for sure. Going to go ahead and swing in here. Looks like it's going to... yellow's going to block that because that would be a 3 security checks with no options. Definitely don't want that going through, I don't think. And looks like it's got a decent amount of DP. Also some draw power off the Koromon. Pretty solid setup there. And passing the turn with that Cordramon. So got some blocker on board just in case yellow tries to do any shenanigans. You're going to see that Blinding Ray. Ooh, gets rid of a WarGreymon. That's a bit unfortunate. It'd probably be pretty nice for that to get swung into. Gonna go into the Dynasmon, though. So going to trash that top security and then reveal the top 6 cards of the deck. And then they can add any 2 Digimon, no matter what the color is, to their hand as long as they're level 6 and below. So no Valder arm there. That's a no-go. But anything else, 2 Digimon, just open rain, very good stuff. Looks like they're going to definitely grab that WarGreymon, immediately grabbing that up. Looks like they're looking at a level 4 next. Going to go in for the Pedomon, going for that 1 Evo cost rather than the Wizardmon. Now everything else does get trashed, so that could be a bit unfortunate, depending on the style of deck you're playing there. Dynasmon definitely going to be a little more favorable when it comes to hybrids and Susanomon. And then they'd get the recovery 1 off of the Dynasmon. So anytime you're at 3 security or less, when 1 is removed, you can recover 1. Really great stuff. Once per turn. Here we're going to see that WarGreymon swing in and check in 2 security this time. It only gets that bonus +1 on the turn it gets evoed. Now we're going to see that Dynasmon trigger to recover 1 back for the hit. And let's see, we see a Monodramon get evoed there for 1, and then a second Monodramon gets evoed for another single memory. Continuously just choking yellow, really making them have to work for any sort of plays they want to do. We're going to see that Pedomon there for that 1 cost. Nice, super cheap. That's definitely how you want to do it. Alright, Dynasmon going to swing in here. Gain 1 memory for the BBmon. They're at 3 security exactly. And then that Angelomon going to play the rookie for free there, that Pulsemon. They do decide to go ahead and block it, though, with the Cordramon. Probably not the best play there, because now the Bulkmon has no fear of swinging in. It can either trade or get 2 security checks with jamming. Looks like Red is going to opt for the trade overall, where if they had blocked with the Cordramon first, it might have been a different story. And then now we see the Valderarm come down on that Dynasmon, going to go ahead and clear off that WarGreymon, so it stops doing those 2 security checks with no options being triggered. Yellow definitely does not want to see that, especially if there's a Wyvern's Breath sitting somewhere in that security potentially. Alright, Red kicking it back over. Got a nice hefty 5 memory to play with. Ooh, doesn't look like they've got a level 5 to capitalize, though. Going to start into a new Evo chain here. An Agumon into a Cordramon for 2. Couple blockers is still solid. They doesn't look like Yellow's going to have any sort of removal. It looks like they finally draw into that level 5 there. It goes into the Voltdramon. Alright, Yellow unsuspending that Valderarm, ready to get some work done with that Valderarm. Going to go ahead and promote up that blocker. Here we see a Wizardmon. We saw that one earlier go to the trash. Looks like they got a second one in hand, though. That's that inheritable of when you lose a security, you can gain 1 memory. On your own turn, though, so it would be crazy if that applied on the opponent's side. Alright, Valderarm swinging in, playing a Bushi for free with the Angelomon. Just hitting into a WarGreymon there. And doesn't look like you're going to swing. Oh, I guess there's no point in swinging when there's a blocker in your way. But they are going to go to the Angelomon here. So -2 security attack on that Voltdramon, which really lessens the need to Evo into it. Probably definitely going to impact the red WarGreymon's plays for sure. Yep, there we see the WarGreymon come down, suspending the Nokias to make it just a 1 cost Evo, keeping it on their turn. Very nice. Would be checking 3 security, but the Angelomon taking 2 away is very, very sad. But instead of swinging in with what they got, looks like they're going to go into the Bond of Bravery. Going to set up for probably a pretty big turn next go-around. Looks like a couple security checks definitely going through. Looks like 3. Going to get the +1 and the Bond's ability to pop something. Oh, but now we see a WarGreymon coming down on top of that Angelomon, so we're going to get 2 rookie plays and an unsuspend, so it gets to kill the blocker before the blocker can actually do any good. Yikes. That's one of the best things about Yellow WarGreymon. And then we see a second Bushi getting played here off of that Angelomon. Gains 1 memory back off the BBmon, because the BBmon technically would trigger first. Swinging a second time here, completely unobstructed, Going to swing in now with those Bushis. That first one will die. Swing with the second one. Could be cleaning it up. Oh, and we hit into an atomic blaster, so so can just delete up to 8,000 DP worth of Digimon. If that attack had played out in a different order, that could have been actually game for red. Valderarm will swing in and take the game there. But literally, if Valderarm had made that swing instead of the Bushis, I think that Atomic Blaster would have cleared those bodies off field, because those Bushis are pretty weak. And I don't know if they would have had enough attacks then to close that game out. If the turn had been passed back over to red, though, that Bond would have swung, would possibly have deleted something with his effect, and cleared a security, and then got the security checks, and then the Agumon would have swung in for game. So literally came down to yellow had that crazy burst of a turn to clear, what was that, 4 security in total in one turn? Yeah, 4 security and a blocker, so it's almost like clearing 5 things in one turn, and still managed to win. That just shows how aggro this deck can truly be when you want to go super aggro focus. Like I said, I could either have gone more of a control heavy variant, lots of like Starmons, that sort of thing, and DP reduction effects, or a lot of DP inheritables as well, lots of like Salamons and things like that, and then just do tons and tons of DP reduction. But I felt like the aggro route was the better way to go, with the Bushis and the Angelomons and that sort of thing. The Dynasmon is there just to kind of keep you alive. It's really like we saw early on. You lose 1 security, you gain 1 back. So, you're constantly in this flux of Dynasmon is going to sit there and keep you alive until you can accumulate a really nice board, and then just swing a whole bunch of times with WarGreymon, particularly, preferably with jamming underneath. So Blinding Ray, WarGreymon uses his effect to unsuspend. That puts you down to 3 exactly. Now that jamming inheritable is live, very awesome combo. One of my favorite combos back from BT4 with WarGreymon was the Blinding Ray, unsuspend with WarGreymon. Now I'm at 3. Now I can go Angelomon, double Angelomons for those 2 WarGreymon swings. But it was always bad because you'd lose the WarGreymon early in that first swing. But now you got jamming also. Truly a very formidable deck. Absolutely a lot of fun. If you wanted to take it, a little bit of throwback back to BT4, playing the WarGreymon for yellow. Great stuff. Very, very intense deck for sure. A lot of gambling, a lot of getting rid of your own security, and hoping that doing so doesn't hurt you before your opponent can clear you. But looking back over at red, though, the WarGreymon, so many different routes you can go with this deck. The Nokia is still such an awesome tamer. Play an Agumon for free. You're already playing 3 memory to play a tamer, and then you're also going to normally pay 3 memory to play that Agumon as well. With Nokia, you just get to do it all for, or play the Agumon for free, get all that value off of it. Really cool stuff. 2 Nokias on field is almost as good as a memory fixer. Your opponent tries to choke you at 1, you can suspend 2 Nokias and still go into a Mega and keep it on your turn a lot of times. The BT1, turning off options. This is a super option heavy format, so being able to go into this WarGreymon and run it effectively against Security Control, against Musketeers. Both of these decks are so highly played, even against Blue and all of its options that it's playing in its deck. It's pretty option heavy as well. Being able to turn off all those options, so no delay effects going into the play area, no Hammer Sparks getting triggered. By the time EX1 comes out, you're turning off Ice Wall. Ice Wall is another huge blue card that's played in abundance for sure. So turning off all that stuff, very, very good. But in addition to that, you have all the other WarGreymons that have come out. You've got the ones that delete blockers, that have Blitz. We saw the new one there that has Blitz, really cool stuff. Getting to delete blockers for free. We've got Victory that's, on Evo gets to Digiburst and delete more things. So you can go a really control-heavy route with red WarGreymon. which is something that red doesn't really get to do a whole lot of, or you can go to the super aggro focus. You know, we ran the Gabumons in there, but you can very easily also just run the Omnimon as well. The Omnimon that also ties in with the Agumon. So, you know, you on play, you can add a Greymon and an Omnimon. You know, it works in tandem really nicely together. We're just testing out the Gabu or the Agumons. Still very interesting. It's still a very good card. I mean, it's a 3-cost Evo level 7. I mean, that's pretty great by itself. Cannot complain there. Get a swing, get a clear a body on field, get to delete a free security for that, which is, again, really good in an option-heavy format. So just clearing security without actually having to swing into them is always really good. And then in addition to that, you know, you just get your normal security checks with a pretty beefy body. I mean, he's 14 innate with an Agumon underneath it. That's another 1,000. You know, we've got all these different DP buffs that you can get through many different Evo inheritables, depending on the build that you want to run. So getting this guy up, really, you just need a single 1,000 buff, and you're pretty much good against every deck in the meta. The only thing you occasionally have to worry about would be like those the Musketeers players that are running like 2 Zwart, you know, 2 regular Zwart out of a 50-card deck is not something you should particularly fear hitting in security. So very solid deck, I would say, for sure. Multiple different ways to build it. Just absolutely tons and tons of different ways to build Red Greymon. Coming into Classic Collection, you know, he's got a lot of support in Classic Collection. So, and we'll continue to get more support pretty much in every set. So, always an easy pickup of a deck for sure that you can just kind of stick with. Really fun to play at locals kind of deck. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would, please like the video and subscribe. Just a little bit of help goes a super long ways. It helps the channel out tremendously, gets my videos out there, gets them seen. And if you really want to support the channel, check out the links in the description below. I'll have a link for my Patreon, which is displayed right here. You can get access to my Discord server that I have, as well as you can get the memory markers that we've had. These are just a few of my favorites from the past that we've had. The current one, Impmon's baby, as well as Gabumon's baby as well, Sunomon and Yamon. These guys are super adorable. I definitely love them so much. And every month a new one changes out, so make sure you check that out. As well as we have our new playmats. This is why I recreated this video. It's because our playmats are here finally, and they are super cool. I alternate between the black and white every single month for whoever wants to support this tier, as well as I have a tier just higher than that, so that way you don't also have to lose out on a memory marker. You can get both the memory marker and the playmat just in case you want both. Super awesome support from everyone that has supported in the past and who will support in the future. You guys are awesome. Also, if you want to check out my merch, my Teespring link is in the description below for that. We've got, you know, the shirts that I wear on the channel that has the logo across. I love when I see people representing my merch in public. It is like one of the coolest feelings I've ever had in my entire life. Very awesome. As well as phone cases for you people that love Digimon like so much like I do. A friend of mine custom made all these to fit these specific phone cases themselves. So the prices are a little bit higher just because I have to pay her back, as well as make a little tiny bit of profit because of how much, unfortunately, they take for their cut for Teespring. But like I said, if you can't do any of that, please just like the video and subscribe to the channel. Every time we hit a new mile marker for subscriptions, I give out free merch of all different types. 2000K, I think we're doing one of the playmat giveaways. So definitely be subscribed and ready for when that comes.